shook the ground. Here's where the story turns dark before the light breaks through. Did you hear that Target announced an unexpected hiring freeze? Wow, what a grim forecast for upcoming holiday spending. Forget the economic graphs. Let's look at the book of Proverbs. We are living in a generation of fools, not because we're stupid, but because we reject divine wisdom for immediate gratification. Your biggest enemy isn't the price of gas, it's compound interest. It's the tool of the enslaver. Interest rates on consumer debt are at historic highs, meaning the usury is accelerating. We're financing things that perish instead of building lasting treasure. Matthew 6:19-21. Now, look at the proof. In late 2025, Target, a bellwether for the American middle class, announced an unexpected hiring freeze and a grim holiday spending forecast. Why? Because the consumer is tapped out. The stock market is soaring because companies have been aggressively cutting jobs to make their balance sheets look good. But that job cutting starves the consumer. And now the lack of actual consumer demand, fueled by debt and high interest payments, is hitting the retail giant. Target's sinking ship is proof that Wall Street is lying. Prosperity is built on labor cuts, not robust spending, the missing wisdom and the idolatry of comfort. Where's the clear teaching on this crisis? Christ spoke more about stewardship than nearly any other topic. But how many sermons have you heard on the parable of the talents that actually leads to an emergency fund? We've replaced the wisdom of the Apostle Paul with easy motivation. The prevailing message tells you a miracle will cancel your debt, ignoring the core biblical principle of hard work, accountability, and paying your just debts. We've been fed a lie of instantaneous relief instead of godly discipline. The reason you're financially weak is because you are spiritually malnourished. You are consuming gospel concentrate, to me, a highly diluted word that lacks the potency to transform. When you sit under teaching that contains only a small fraction of direct scripture, you are feeding on air. Paul commanded Timothy, preach the word, be ready in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, and exhort with complete patience and teaching. Timothy 4:2. This weak spiritual diet leads to the idolatry of comfort. Society demands a near six-figure income just for a single person to live comfortably, meaning they can hit their 20% savings goal. We are pursuing an unsustainable standard of living that directly conflicts with the biblical call to contentment. But godliness with contentment is great gain. 1 Timothy 6:6. Your desire for that high roller lifestyle is what traps you. Stop worshiping the house and worship the creator. Commercial collapse and the systemic failure. It's not just you. Even big commercial real estate is collapsing. The banks are holding the worthless loans. This commercial crash, combined with consumer debt, is a double-barrel shotgun aimed at the economy. The prevailing religious messages have avoided the hard truth that discipline is divine. This system of lie prevents people from practicing biblical finance, which leads to the debt load that threatens the entire system. When the banks start failing, the government solution is bailouts, which means more money printing, sacrificing your dollar's stability to avoid a crash on their watch. The system will self-destruct before it corrects itself. Look at the auto sector. They had to relax the EV deadlines because the cars aren't selling. People voted with their wallets for plug-in hybrids and gas cars. Your financial vote is often more powerful than your political vote because companies follow the money. This is stewardship applied to the marketplace. Buy what honors the Lord and supports businesses of integrity with your mandates and resources for freedom. Stop consuming processed gospel and overpriced, undersized groceries. God's wisdom is still the original recipe, and it's still free. One truth. Your personal interest payments are proof the average American is underwater despite a lying stock market. One scripture, the wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets. Proverbs 21:20. Let's talk about the mandate, the budget scalpel. You must cut the fat. If you can't hit the 20% savings mark, you are living in rebellion against wisdom. This week, calculate the unit price on your 10 most bought grocery items. Another mandate, the debt guillotine. The Bible mandates discipline. Commit to an extra $20 payment on your highest interest debt and immediately shred that credit card after paying it off. But here's another mandate for you to implement today, the scripture litmus test. You must become a ruthless quality control inspector. Read one chapter of the book of Proverbs daily. Test everything. Hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Here are some full-strength tools for you that are second to none. For debt management and to tackle that consumer debt, I recommend Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Hey, get that savings account going if you haven't already. Don't let your cash sit there dying. Use a high-yield savings account. For spiritual foundation, check out the litmus test tool, read the original, get a reliable study tool like the ESV Study Bible. That's Divine Grit. Mic drop. Bible open. Budget balanced. He's still speaking about your money and your soul. Are you listening?